Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Drill rapper FROSTY has just been jailed for 2 years for his involvement in a county drug lines operation. Ironically, he only actually released the song when he went to prison. He did it on remand. It actually went viral. It's had millions of YouTube views. He's done a sequel to it and it's called County Lines.
When cats to the band or lately in Jason plotting. Outside got beef with the Marlies. Trying to take over the town. Came out jail with a bought her loser, the bitch we were holding it down. Ever seen 4 rats in the evidence bag? No way, no way. Got cover my face cause they might try to use what I said in my chats. My Leicester ting come back to the ends for the D, I just G and dash.
It literally tells the story of the reasons as to why he did it, why people do it, and what it involves while doing it. So it was a very detailed, insightful track. His flows on it was very different. He's got a different sound, and in this saturated scene right now, a different sound really does go a long way. So as well as the usual crud and the usual drill references, he does also explain that he should have gone to university. And I think he started to realise that he could make more money from music too. So if you've got a talent and you don't want to go the 9-to-5 route, try and find a legal talent. The track actually got noticed by Kodak Black in America. Kodak Black is quite a big artist in America, and for him to be noticing drill rapper off YouTube, it goes to show the reach that the internet has in this modern day and age. The story involves Theo Beckford, who's FROSTY, Farshan Ibrahimi, a 24-year-old semi-professional footballer, Lucia Saccarini, 23, Lee Jones, who was 54, and Preeti Patel, who was 45. And at the time, Preeti Patel, she was actually working at Guildford County Court. Her yard was actually used as a trap house, a bando. It was where they used the drugs. She was a drug addict, and they used to weigh up their drugs in there. She maybe got sorted out for letting them use the property. They sold heroin and cocaine from there, and it was found with £7,000 worth when the police raided the property. The police had been carrying out surveillance on Patel's flat since July before raiding the property in October. In that time, they observed Ibrahimi of Arnos Grove and Beckford entering the property and the flat repeatedly. A number of occasions they saw the two men, and on one occasion Patel supplying local drug dealers nearby outside the town's electric theatre and in Beckford Road car park, just yards from the county court where Patel worked and opposite the Crown Court where the group was sentenced. When police raided Patel's flat, officers found Ibrahimi, Beckford, Sakiri and Jones. Earlier the same day, they had returned from a trip to London to pick up more drugs. They were surrounded by £7,000 worth of cocaine and heroin. Some was in wraps ready to sell, others were still requiring packaging. Patel was arrested in the county court later that day, so she was actually arrested at work. They described her as a functioning heroin addict. She'd been on heroin for 20 years. Mr. Beckford, aka FROSTY, said all the drugs was his. The police said he told Mr. Ibrahimi in a quiet voice, "Say no comment and I will take the rap for this." The Crown Court actually recognised that this was a noble act, but it was clear that it wasn't just him. In the roadman sense, this would gain you respect because you took responsibility, unlike some people have recently in the media, like 6ix9ine. You take responsibility for your actions and you serve the time, but in this case, he was willing to take an extra 4 years potentially for somebody else's contribution to that case. To a roadman, that is quite a noble act. Analysis of phones in the flat found out that Ibrahimi had been the ringleader, although the operation was run by somebody ultimately, they believe, in London that they never discovered. Ibrahimi dreamed of being a professional footballer. His barrister Abigail Penny told the court he had trials for Leyton Orient, QPR Queen's Park Rangers, Tottenham Hotspurs, but had suffered an injury that dashed his hopes and he spiralled into unemployment and mental health problems. At the time, he became involved in drug dealing. He had been the man responsible for sending all the texts, advertising to local users, and the phone line the police called the Luca line or the ghost line. Frosty had one previous conviction for a drug offence. In mitigation, his barrister John Swain told the court he had been determined to turn his life around after he discovered he could gain success through music. Despite having no promotion, his song has been watched 2 million times on YouTube, played on Radio 1, and brought offers of music deals from several record labels. Like, wow, that is 2019, is it not? This has really given him something to look forward to. He wants to put his life, complete that life behind him and learn from his mistakes. He has not done so far, but he wants to and assures the court that he will. Ibrahimi and Beckford pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply heroin and cocaine and possession of heroin and cocaine with intent to supply. He said the judge said it was a great shame that Ibrahimi had found himself in court and lowered his sentence due to Ibrahimi's problems with mental health and homelessness. He sentenced him to 3 years and 6 months, reduced from 4 years and 6 months on account of his guilty plea. Regarding Beckford, the judge said a lot had to be said for the defendant giving the submission from Mr. Swain, but warned him that due to his previous conviction, he would face a 7-year sentence if he found himself in court again for the same crime. He sentenced Beckford to 2 years and 8 months, reduced from 4 years on account of his guilty plea and full confession during his police interview. They actually didn't send Patel to prison. She got a 2-year suspended sentence and 200 hours of unpaid work. They said that it was a personal disaster for her and you have been a functioning addict for 20 years and it has finally caught up with you. I don't agree with this being more lenient to women. At the end of the day, she took that decision to let people use her property, regardless if you want to say she was manipulated. She's a grown adult. She's working in an environment. She should take responsibility for her decisions. And I've seen this in another case recently where the judge actually said, if you was a man, I would have sent you to prison. So I don't agree with that. In 2019, we should be treating women and men the same. If you commit a crime, if you're involved in it, you should be getting punished the same way. So it's a really interesting story because in actual fact, Frosty's a bit of an anti-hero. People will respect him for it, even the court to a degree. This is the lowest sentence I have seen in a county lines operation ever. I've never seen it so low, mainly due to their going guilty quickly and also just the fact of taking responsibility for your actions. So it's lessons to learn, and also with the music, at the end of the day, now he's got an opportunity when he comes out to go and move away from this life and make some better money. So I wish him all the best. So yeah, at the end of the day. So please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and check out the website. Just recently updated some new stories. Peace.
The man there pose on stolen jewelry. Chef man down or raw me. Can't get paid 12 times in a year, my child, but just went for me. Have you lost your marbles? TT like I ain't do no 6 or 40s. Trip to the up block, we ain't like them, I putting that shit on my story.